This is the story of 1914, when an 8-year-old boy was running around in a quiet little village in Japan. Just another day of childhood games, until something rolled past him that he had never seen before. A machine, big, loud, and moving on 4 wheels. It was Ford's Model T. The boy froze. His eyes widened. He had never seen anything like it. That moment hit him like lightning. Right then and there, he fell in love. Not with toys, not with school books, but with machines, gears, and engines. That boy's name was Soichiro Honda. Now think about this. Who could have possibly guessed that one day the name Honda would be stamped on millions of motorcycles and cars all around the world? Welcome back to Inside Story Room. Soichiro Honda was born in 1906 near the Great Mount Fuji in a small Japanese village. His father was a blacksmith, strong hands working with fire and metal, and on the side he repaired bicycles. Life wasn't easy. 5 of Honda's siblings had already died from illness. His parents had pinned all their hopes on him. But Honda, he wasn't the studious type. Books didn't matter much to him. He found his passion in the workshop, helping his father fix bicycles, watching the chain turn, the wheels spin. That was his world. By 16, Honda spotted an ad in a newspaper. A Tokyo service station called Art Shokai was looking for technicians. For a boy obsessed with machines, this was his shot. He applied, and unbelievably, he got the job. So he packed up, left his small village, left school behind, and moved to Tokyo. But when he arrived, his dreams shattered. Instead of touching cars, his boss put him to work sweeping floors, cleaning toilets, even babysitting. Can you imagine? A kid chasing dreams of engines, stuck scrubbing floors. But Honda couldn't face going back home and telling his parents he had failed. So he stayed. For months he worked quietly, waiting, learning, watching. Finally, his patience paid off. His boss let him touch the tools, take on workshop jobs, and Honda dove in head first. Cars, engines, pistons. He absorbed everything like a sponge. Then came a turning point. Art Shokai built 2 racing cars, the Art Daimler and the Curtis, both pieced together from used engines. In 1924, these cars went head-to-head in the Japanese Motor Car Championship, and they won. Honda wasn't driving, but he was right there as an engineer, riding alongside. That roar of the engine, that thrill of speed, it burned into his soul. Racing became his religion. Through the late 1920s, Honda kept learning. By 1928, just 22 years old, he was trusted enough to run Art Shokai's new branch in Hamamatsu. He started with 1 worker. In 2 years, he had 30. By then, he wasn't just a mechanic. He was a racer, too. He designed a car that could hit 120 kilometers per hour. Think about that. In 1930s Japan, that speed was unheard of. That record stood for 20 years. But fate, as always, had other plans. In 1936, during a race, Honda's car crashed. He survived, but his body paid the price. His arm was fractured, his shoulder dislocated. Suddenly, he couldn't race, couldn't even repair cars the way he used to. It looked like the end. Yet Honda was no ordinary man. After months of recovery, he told his boss he couldn't do repair work anymore, but he had a new idea. What if they started manufacturing spare parts? His boss shot it down. Too risky, too much change. So Honda decided to take the risk himself. At 30 years old, he started Tokai Seiki Heavy Industry with a friend. He made his friend the president while he worked non-stop. Daytime, still at Art Shokai. Nighttime, sweating in his workshop, hammering out piston rings. But success didn't come easy. His designs kept failing. His health deteriorated. Yet he didn't give up. He even enrolled in a university to study metallurgy just to improve his work. After 3 relentless years in 1939, he finally created a piston ring. Quitting his job, he focused full-time on it, but when he proudly presented his designs to Toyota, they rejected 47 out of 50. It was devastating. But Honda wasn't built to quit. He traveled across Japan, visited factories, talked to engineers, studied what worked and what didn't. Slowly, he perfected his pistons. This time, Toyota approved them. Orders poured in. His company grew to 2,000 workers. Honda's dream seemed alive again. Then came World War II. The government took over his company. Workers were drafted into the military. In 1944, an air raid leveled his factory, and in 1945, the atomic bombs fell on Japan. The country was destroyed. Honda sold what remained of his business to Toyota for a fraction of its worth. Once again, he was jobless. But from the ashes, Honda saw opportunity. Japan was broken. Food was scarce. Fuel was almost impossible to get. Public transport was unreliable. That's when Honda stumbled upon a tiny engine once used by the army to power radios. And an idea sparked. What if he strapped it to a bicycle? He tried it, and it worked. People loved it. Cheap, easy transportation, exactly what they needed. Soon, demand outgrew supply, so Honda designed his own small engine. For the first time ever, the Honda logo appeared. He didn't have the money to mass produce, so he wrote to 18,000 shopkeepers across Japan asking for support. Out of sheer belief in his vision, 3,000 sent him money up front. With that, he built the Super Cub. In 1958, it launched. And it didn't just succeed, it exploded. It even outsold Triumph and Harley-Davidson in the US. Honda's love for racing was still burning. He studied winning bikes, improved his own, and turned racing into marketing. In 1962, one of his bikes won the international racing competition, putting Honda on the world map. By 1960, Honda was the largest motorcycle company in the world. By 1968, they had sold 10 million units. But Soichiro Honda wasn't done. At 62, he had built the biggest motorcycle brand in history. Yet his childhood dream was still alive. Cars. Everyone told him not to do it. Competing with Toyota and Nissan? Impossible. But impossible was Honda's specialty. His first pickup truck, the T360, failed. His first sports car, the S500, barely sold. Years of rejections followed. Then in 1972, he launched the Honda Civic, and that changed everything. The Civic was a worldwide hit, reliable, affordable, efficient. The world loved it. By 1980, Honda Motors was Japan's third largest automaker. Within a decade, it became the world's third largest. Today, Honda's name isn't just on cars and motorcycles. It's on boat engines, plane engines, power tools, everywhere. 1 year after the Civic's launch in 1973, Soichiro Honda retired. And in August 1991, his extraordinary journey came to an end. This was the life of a man who refused to quit, who turned failure into fuel, and who built a name that the whole world knows today. We hope you enjoyed this story from Inside Story Room. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next amazing video.